The views expressed in this podcast are not those of the producer or the production company. Hi, I'm Russ, the producer of this show, and today I'm here with Sean. Hi, Sean.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing okay.
Well, I'm glad you're here because we're trying to get you a part of this team and hopefully being a regular on this show. I'd also like to apologize for the lack of quality in audio for this show. The current recording environment we are in is not the best. So we're going to start with a little interview for Sean here. So I'd just like to segue right into what political party do you affiliate yourself with?
Well, it's more like other people affiliate me with it because the inherently being a centrist, you don't like labels. So other people assign you that label. So, yeah.
So a centrist.
Yeah, so a centrist.
All right. Why a centrist?
Well, in my early life, I was raised to be super conservative. And then, once I hit my rebellious phase, I rebelled hard into the radical left. And...
Like extremist?
Yeah, I was not the greatest person. Let's just leave it at that.
All right.
I wasn't very tolerant of other people's views in either of those time periods. But now I've come more to the middle.
Okay.
And
all right.
I'm slightly leaning towards left, but
okay.
Still in that like bubble of centricity.
All right. Do you have any political influences when it comes to any parties?
I really only take every issue as a case-by-case basis.
Oh, okay. All
so, right. Yeah, if they're related, I'll look at how they are related and take it into factor. But other than that, it's just, this is how it is, and it stays in its own bubble for me.
Okay. All right. What's your stance? We're going to go down a list of things on what your stances are. What is your stance on the LGBT community and like their rights?
Overall, I don't really have any issue with it. They're people, and it's their choice to express themselves however they please. Yeah. So why should we tell them you're not allowed to do that? But I do have like one question about it, not the rights, about the okay. Labeling of it.
All right.
Why is it LGBT when it should just be GBT?
What do you mean?
Well, if a woman likes another woman, isn't that gay?
Well, gay is, I guess, classified as specifically between two men. That's why there's the B, because it's bisexual. That's men and women. So for each pair,
how I understood
there's a different label.
Okay. How I understood it was two women, they're lesbians.
Yeah,
but
two men, they're gay.
But what the women do is also gay. It's a little confusing for me.
I get it.
Yeah.
All right. So, what about your stance on drugs, specifically marijuana?
Oh, marijuana. Well, I'm probably going to be a little divisive on this one, but...
It's all right. That's what this show's about. It's about voicing your opinion.
All right. So, basically, there are some drugs that maybe we shouldn't really be so heavy-handed with. Like
it shouldn't be considered a drug?
No, it should be considered less of a dangerous drug, specifically marijuana, because yes, it technically falls under the mind-altering category of drug.
True.
Or at least the THC in it does. Yeah. But I don't think it should be a Category 1 drug. Maybe... Okay, I really don't know the categories. I just know Category 1 is like the most severe.
It's meth and heroin and cocaine.
Then Category 5 is like some like aspirin.
Oh.
So I think
like a Category 4 or 3?
Yeah, 4 or 3.
Okay, all right.
And then...
I believe that's like antidepressants and stuff like that. I'm not sure though.
Well, marijuana is a depressant.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And then for the other ones, we can just model our system after Denmark because they set up a hospital with heroin basically provided to people.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they let them basically do it in a controlled environment, so it reduces death, and then
It's safer. And are they limited on how much they can have per month or something?
I believe so. I yeah, the hospital's going to be like, here, have all as much as you want. Just as much as you want. But I think it is regulated on their dosage. And since the hospital is providing it themselves, they don't spend all of their money on it, and they can actually work towards being productive members of society. And then basically, if they really do want to like get rid of it, it's supported in that same facility.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we could probably do the same thing as they did with heroin and probably meth.
All right. What about quite a controversial one right now? Gun laws and regulations.
Okay.
Do you own a gun?
Technically, it's kind of a gray area on that one. Because when I was like 16, I won one in a raffle, and my name is technically on the papers, but my father owns it.
Because you're not old enough to own it, or you just don't have the registration?
I wasn't old enough to own it at that time.
Okay.
And he went through the registration.
Oh, okay. So it's just a transfer of paperwork is all.
Pretty much.
All right.
I just haven't done the necessary...
All right.
I get that gun laws essentially stem from the Second Amendment, but not everything people believe about gun laws are in the Second Amendment. It's kind of like the spirit of the Second.
Yeah.
Kind of like how free speech is kind of encompasses the spirit of the First Amendment.
Yeah. I mean, there are other amendments that talk about owning weapons and guns and stuff like that. I believe it's like the 14th or something like that.
Probably. No, I think the 14th is like relating to the slaves.
Oh, okay. Freed. Well, we did an episode on it. It's called Suns Out, Guns Out.
Oh, okay.
And it was an episode with Colby. So we did cover that. I'll have to go back and listen to it.
Well, basically, in my experience, people have just really said it's in the Second, and then that's their entire argument. But personally, we need to... I shouldn't say need, because it sounds like, oh, you're a bad person for owning a gun. No, basically, we need to stop... I don't know quite how to phrase it. It's more of...
projecting?
Yeah, projecting this fear out onto everyone, where the only way for them to feel safe is to own something that could end your life at any moment.
Yeah, you ever held a machete?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
oh, no.
Kitchen knife, like.
Well, kitchen knife is kind of different. I mean, it takes like precision to do that one. Yeah. But it's fine to own a gun. Just we need to put more regulation on it, so it's kind of harder for someone to weaponize anything that isn't quite classified as deadly. Well, so did you hear about the
bump stocks?
Yeah, the bump stocks.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm talking about.
All right. Accessory is not necessarily the gun.
Exactly.
Because I don't know what kind of pistol it is, but basically you could turn it into a rifle.
Yeah.
With attachments.
So we need to make it harder for the attachments to be owned, and probably also make it more like in depth on the background check for a gun. Right. That's where I stand on it.
And that's federally, not just per state.
Yeah, federally, definitely.
All right.
Because sometimes one state doesn't have everything from that person.
Another very controversial topic. What is your stance on abortion?
It's the woman's choice.
That's it?
Yeah, that's
right.
My entire stance on it. It's if she doesn't want to get an abortion, she doesn't have to get an abortion. But if she wants an abortion, It's not my place to tell her not to get one, and I support abortion.
You don't feel as if it's killing life, or?
If it's in the first 2 trimesters, it's just a clump of cells. Ethically is where we get into the gray area of the 3rd trimester, but...
Yeah. All right.
Hopefully you've made up your mind before then.
Yeah. What about, our president's favorite topic, immigration?
Oh boy. So... It's not really recently I've heard this, but within the last 5 years or so, I've heard the argument of, if you make border security harder to get in, it's also harder to get out, which the legals, when they stop being legal immigrants, and they become technically illegal immigrants, it's harder for them to go back to their own country, so they just stay here. So it's kind of the principle of circular flow. So maybe just loosen the reins a little.
Like more strict checkpoints, but not as strict borders.
Yeah, basically have it to where essentially another background check.
Okay.
Chest.
Yeah. Well, we all have our slips.
Yeah. And yeah. Basically just make sure they're like an upstanding citizen, and then they understand our laws so they don't accidentally break them.
Yeah. Like with Sweden, you have to live there for like 5 years, and you have to prove that you're a productive member of society. So, I guess that's just being employed and working. You're not just unemployed. And
I actually didn't know that Sweden did that.
Yeah, Sweden's great. But they're also, you gotta realize their taxes are insanely high. Owning a car there is almost not worth it. That's why a lot of them have bikes. Because...
Well, obesity isn't a problem there, I hear.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right, well, thank you for the interview. Mm-hmm. It was nice talking with you. And I'll catch you later.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for listening to Mathe, a political statement. Today's host was Sean. If you would like to submit topics of discussion, you can comment here on this platform or message us on our Facebook page. Logo design created by Kyle Christ. For more of Kyle's work, visit karmiclothing.com. For all sources, our donation page, and social media sites where we are located, see the description down below. Thank you.